and the general public. Thanks for the opportunity to speak before you this morning in reference to school consolidation. My name is Betty Petty, and I'm from Indianola, Mississippi, Sunflower County. I'm a parent and a previous appointed school board member for the Indianola Municipal Separate School District. I am concerned about the Commission accepting the recommendation of Auchenblick in regards to school consolidation and/or mergers based on size of enrollment, QDI scores, and cost per student in each school district of school district central office administrative expenses. I would urge the Commission to seriously look at some of the other research that states that the impact of poverty is more significant than the school size and its impact on the QDI of school districts. I would also like to ask the Commission to consider the research that also shows that larger, higher performing district in Mississippi doesn't have any greater success than smaller, low performing districts in closing the achievement gap among higher and lower performing students. Consolidation may make sense in some cases, but not others. One size doesn't fit all. Above all, the best interests of the children should be first and foremost. And consider the other potential problems with mergers: a school district with an elected superintendent and school board, with a school district that has an appointed superintendent and appointed school board. There could possibly be legal and political problems with this. And in this case, who will be the governing structure be determined. And where is the evidence that there will be significant savings other than central office administrative cost studies, because studies show that there are no savings in state or local revenues or other resources at the individual school building level. And the savings at the school district central office administrative level is only 0.5% of the state total K through 12 budget. In closing, I'm asking the Commission not to rush into the decision of consolidating schools and districts without considering other research and factors that Auchenblick did not consider. And remember that the best interest of the children should be first, and that consolidation doesn't necessarily fix all problems, and one size doesn't fit all. So I ask you all to think long and hard about all the possible legal and political ramifications of school consolidations, and let's do what is best for our children in the state of Mississippi. Our children are priceless. Thank you.
Before we get started, Ellen Reddy. Good morning, Dr. Werner. And it's Nollie Jenkins Family Center. Good morning, I'm Ellen Reddy, Executive Director for Nollie Jenkins Family Center located in Holmes County. Frequently, we hear poverty talked about when it relates to school really as free and reduced lunch. I want to expand on that definition a little more before I talk about the impact of poverty on the education of children. Poverty refers to a condition of not having a means to afford basic human needs, such as clean water, nutrition, health care, education, clothing, and shelter. It also refers to hunger, disease, less education, can describe a person and assign a person to poverty. Those living in poverty suffer disproportionately from hunger, even starvation and disease. Those living in poverty suffer a shorter life expectancy as well. Research has found that there is a high risk factor of educational underachievement for children who are from low socioeconomic circumstances. This often is a process that starts in primary school, with some less unfortunate children. In our education system, these children are at higher risk than any other children for retention in grade, special placement, during school hours, and even not completing their high school education. Now I direct your attention to the study. In 2005, Aukenblick provided a study to the Legislative Task Force on revising the Mississippi Adequate Education Formula that showed that in Mississippi, each student of low wealth, in order for each student of low wealth to receive the education support they actually needed, requires an enhancement over base student costs of 114%. For example, if the student base cost is $7,000, then the enhancement of 114% would increase that to $7,980. To get the total support needed for low wealth students, we add together the base student cost and enhancement. So the student cost of $7,000 plus the 100% enhancement of $7,980 equal a total per low wealth student support of $14,980. During that time, Rankin County Superintendent Lynn Weathersby, who was on that commission, testified that to the task force that the actual cost of effectively supporting the education of low wealth students in the Rankin County District was 121% above base student cost. Later in the process, Aukenblick reduced his proposal enhancement from 114% to 43% above student cost. At the time, his colleagues in the presentation and in a conversation, to Mike Sayre, indicated that that was extremely too high and unpalatable for the legislature. So it was reduced to 43%. Most importantly, at this time, the MAEP formula continues to provide an enhancement over student-based costs to address the needs of low-wealth students of only 5%. For example, if the base cost is $7,000, then enhancement of 5% would be $350. The total of base student costs plus 5%, enhancement would equal $7,350. Since 114% is what is really needed, we can see that whether public schools are larger or smaller, low wealth or high wealth, for each low wealth student, the schools are underfunded by the legislature at this time in the amount of $7,630. Moreover, more than 3 of every 5 of Mississippi's 500,000 public school students, approximately 300,000 students, are low wealth, children at risk under the Mississippi Adequate Education Formula. For example, 41%, which is 63 districts, have a 70% or plus low wealth children at risk. 56%, 85 districts, have 60% or plus low wealth children at risk. 71%, which means 108 districts, have 50% plus low wealth children at risk. 89.5% is equivalent of 136 districts that have children who are 40% plus low wealth children at risk. 96.7% or 147 districts have 30% or plus low wealth children at risk. The district with the fewest low wealth children at risk, 22.78%. The specter is overwhelming. When we multiply the funding per student of $7,630 by 300 students, the total underfunded amount is immense, $2.289 billion per year. That is overwhelming. Again, we ask this commission to consider those things that have not been a part of the deliberations. Thank you again for your attention and for inviting this public hearing. Thank you.
Thank you very much.